So then graphing this, we have a vertical expansion and flip. We also have a vertical shift. It's going to be shifted down 3. So I need to show this. So what I'm going to do is I need to have some references to work with. So first thing I'm going to do is determine the period. It looks like the period here is 2 pi. There's no horizontal compression or expansion. So what that allows me to do is if this vertical line represents 0, I want to find the end position. So I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to go end at 2 pi. So I'm going to mark off my 2 pi. So that position represents 2 pi. So I have references for the start and end. I'm also going to then draw in my middle to get my quadrants. That's going to be at pi. I find halfway between the end and start, and then my quadrants, they are just going to be my normal quadrants that I have here. So pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. Okay, I also need my reference for the middle. So I'm going to take that minus 3 and I'm going to draw in my new middle line. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3. Now I have to be a little bit conscious of my scale here because I know I have a middle at -3, but it goes up and down my amplitude, which in this case is 4. So I'm just going to maybe mark that down, my vertical shift -3, and my amplitude is equal to 4. Now remember the amplitude is not a position up or down, but it is a absolute value of that A coefficient. So the amplitude is 4. So I have to then account for the fact that I need to go start at the middle, which is -3. I'm just going to mark that off. -3, sketch that in. So that represents the middle line. And I also need to go down all the way down to 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's using my amplitude. And I'm going to get all the way down to -7. I'm also going to go up +1. So there is those represent the top and bottom of the graph. So now what I've drawn here is my quadrants, my middle line, and these are the reference. This gives me a reference to draw my 4 quadrants. So when I draw this in then, I want to make note of my amplitude. I'm starting as a sine, so sine starts in the middle. So it's going to start in the middle of the graph, along that middle line. It's going to go up. Normally it would go up, but it's a vertical flip, so it's going to go down, all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so there's my reference point. So I'm going to draw my 5 reference points. My next point is back to the middle. In quadrant 3, I'm going to go up to the max. That's going to be up here. I'm going to go up 4 from the middle and then back to the middle. So this is what I expect you to draw. I expect you to show me those 5 reference points to be able to draw one period. So then sketching in my quadrants, quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and back through quadrant 4. So there is my graph. This is a graph of -4 sine x minus 3. And we have our reference points located here, those 5 reference points. You will have to be able to give me the coordinates of these points as well. So in this case, it's pi over 2, -7, and the max here is at 3 pi over 2 and +1. And again, I encourage you to check these graphs on your graphing tool. That gives you a good idea. If you can see if these points, the reference points, match the points on the graph on your graphing tool.